watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Today, we make the right call 11. I want your heart, I want your effort, and I want your everything.
All right now, on the whistle.
We brought the middle schools out for Make the Right Call football camp. We got 2 alums that went to Germantown, played in the NFL, and coming back to give back to the kids.
My biggest thing is control what you can control. You can't control what nobody else think of you. You can only control your attitude and your effort. You control how you approach the game. You control what you put into the game.
And it's an amazing feeling just coming back and seeing this district champions on the board and just bringing back all those memories.
The world don't care about what you've been told or your problems. They just care about if you make it happen, especially as a man. You know
I'm happy to be back where it all started for me. Just getting back to the kids, seeing the next generation coming up and trying to impact them any way I can. He gonna think it's a pass. So you fire out the ball, eat up his cushion, and break down. He ain't gonna have no room. DB like try to run around you and do all that juking. You run up on him and break down real quick in front of him, he ain't gonna have time for that. He can get your hands.
Having the NFL players here that is from Memphis is really important to the kids because now they understand that they too can make it. It's a guy that was living in my shoes 6-7 years ago and he's in the NFL. Why can't I?
Push out your back foot.
Sit.
Yeah.
There you go. Good.
We have 8 middle schools here today. They're excited and they're moving around from Germantown Middle to White Station, John P. Freeman, and Maceo Walker, Haven View. And they come out, they compete, but better yet, they see guys who were living in the same shoes that they were, that are now in the NFL.
We started off with some flex and stretch, did a little bad drills, cone drills, did some sprinting, just to get them loosened up, throw them a couple balls, get their hands ready, and then we're gonna get them ready for the 7-on-7 and 1-on-1s and let them really compete against each other.
Just showing them the attention to detail and how they need to just hone in and lock in. So that's really the only thing I'm trying to be out here today to give these kids is just give them game and show them how important it is, how important the little details are.
I am satisfied with the results, man. We got over 300 kids out here moving around at a high pace. They're enjoying themselves, and this is a great year.
First of all praises to the Most High. We're here at Germantown High School for a very informative, great conversation with some young Royals who have made it to the level a lot of athletes, football athletes, want to make it to, which is the NFL and high-level college football. Got my guy Jaylin Williams here, Rodney Williams, and Charles Harris, University of Memphis legend, Whitehaven High School legend, and Charles, big brainiac. Charles, you in that financial sector, right?
Yes, sir.
That big-time financial sector. But first of all, Jaylin, I'm going to start with you, man. There's a lot of young men watching this. They're going to be watching this, wanting to make it to the NFL. we've made it to the NFL, but please explain to them how hard it is to get to that level, because a lot of them really don't realize what you have to go through and what you have to endure and how hard you have to work.
Yeah, so for me, honestly, I went to Indiana University, was there for 4 years, and my path to the league, I went undrafted, so it was a little harder for me, but you know, once you get your foot in the door, all you gotta do is get your foot in the door, and so once you get that, then man, just put your head down and keep working. Like, all I say is control what you can control, and that's all I can do. So I can control my attitude, my effort, and how I approach the game. So, and you really do gotta love it. The attention to detail is that's really what it is, the difference, I would say. And so, in making it, is the attention to detail, and it's the small things, the little things that you gotta hone in on. And so, yeah, it's a grind though. I'm not gonna act like it's a piece of cake. But if you love it, you love it, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to whatever you're willing to do to get there.
I feel you, man. I went undrafted too, and it was hard, you know, trying to make that squad, but it made it happen. Rodney, same question for you, man.
Yes, sir. So, you know, my path was a little different. I went to a small school out of college, UT Martin. So, you know, me getting noticed and things like that by scouts, you know, it took a different level of play for them to come get you from an FCS school. But like they say, man, if you can play, they'll find you. So with me, man, it's hard to get there. It just takes a certain level of work. And if you want unique results, you have to be able to do unique things and, you know, have a unique commitment to the game. But yeah, man, it's just about, like Jaylin said, your attention to detail, waking up every day, making small deposits into yourself, you know, getting better, creating habits to where, you know, once you get on the field, you're not really worried about anything, like when the ball come your way or no play is too big because you've put in the work, so you know you're prepared for any moment.
Hey, Rodney, let Charles borrow that microphone. Charles, and also with you, man, because a lot of them, they don't really understand that it's only 1% of the players make it to the NFL, and it's a very small percentage make it to major college football, which you did. I watched you grow up playing at Whitehaven, playing at the University of Memphis with my Tigers. Just talk about, I'm pretty sure you had NFL aspirations, but we know that not always the best players make it to the league. Now, not being able to go or make it there and doing what you're doing right now, because I say what you're doing is extremely important, man, because financial literacy and all that stuff, I wish I had that back then. Just talk about that avenue that you've gone down.
Yeah. To you know, both of their points, right? It's all about the devil in the details, and obviously you understand what the odds are every level you step up, right, and what the commitment takes, right? So, you know, just making sure, regardless of what's in front of you, just putting yourself in the best position, understanding what it is the long-term objective is, and there's many ways in order for you to get there. So. That's really where my mindset took me, and you know, I got everything out of the sport I could, and I built some valuable and great relationships throughout that process, which were able to catapult me into what it is I'm doing now. So, you know, all praise to the Most High.
Tell people what you're doing right now.
Yeah, man. So work with a family office doing merger and acquisition work. So focusing on the lower middle market companies. You know, operating across 20 plus different states. 11 different sectors, and we essentially work with, we reverse engineer private equity products for large strategic players as well as private equity groups.
Outstanding. Jaylin, back to you, man. We talk about the work, we talk about all the accolades, because I tell people, I played major college ball, was blessed to make it to the league, man. Didn't stay nearly as long as I thought I would. That's just what happens sometimes. But just the adversity and the dark nights and the dark days that you have to deal with, because a lot of these young people, we in the social media world. They just think everything is cute. They think everything is sweet. They don't see, man, how them 2 a day. Well, I guess y'all don't need to have. That's how old I am. I don't really have 2. Y'all have?
They stopped right before as soon as I got to college, that's when they stopped.
That's when they stopped it.
Okay, well, tell me, because I don't think they really understand the level. You know, high school is one thing, but then when you get to college and especially get to the league, it's a whole different intensity level. There's a whole bunch of things you have to deal with.
Yeah, for me, honestly, my situation was honestly crazy, because a lot of people know it, but I haven't openly told this, but my junior year, it was coming off my best year in college. I actually had got arrested. I was finna come out that year. I was finna come out my junior year. I had got arrested for a DWI. You know what I'm saying? So you know when that happened, I thought my college career was done. I thought it was over. And so, but honestly, I needed that for me to lock, because I got, my head was too far gone. You know what I'm saying? So God kind of brought me back down to earth. And after that, I locked in. I said, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, because I lost everything. So honestly, I didn't think I was gonna go to the league. And I mean, football, all I know, that's all I wanted to do. So that was my biggest thing. Adversity is jumping over that hurdle. And I knew how tough the road was gonna be going undrafted, because when I'm going through the drafting process, that's all they wanted to hear, what they talk about. What happened this night? What happened this night? What'd you do? So I was telling the same story to all 32 teams. And so just going through that, and then making it through that, honestly, was a blessing. I mean, praises to the Most High, but I'm glad I went through that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to everybody out there, I mean, if you're going through nothing, you can make it over, and you can make it through anything if you just put your head down and put the work. Like Rodney said, if you good, they're gonna find you. If somebody, all you need is one. You just need one team, one person to believe in you, and that's all you need. And like I said, I just needed your foot in the door. That's all it is. I promise. That's literally all it is.
But making that mistake and going through it, because I made plenty, man. You know what I mean? I made plenty, and I was a senior at Memphis playing. Memphis already had three kids, but I had made so many mistakes. And I tell people, see, as star athletes, our realities are warped. We get away with a whole bunch of things. Yeah. So you finally get caught in a situation like that. Yeah, exactly. What got you through that, man? Because I know, you probably wanted to go in the room and just close the door and just sit in the dark.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? This was like right before this was like right during COVID, like during the whole COVID situation. So when that happened, like, this is when COVID really got going. So I actually that's I was just by myself, just thinking about that whole situation and how everything was going down. And honestly, bro, I was in a dark place during that time. Like, it was wild, but I mean, football helped me get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a crazy situation. But I'm glad it happened. Now I learned so much throughout that, just that whole process, and like my family, my teammates. I mean, they were still there for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the power of teammates, and it's crazy how much a ball can bring people so close. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but I appreciate everybody who was with me, and honestly, I needed that. I needed that to happen. I mean, so, but yeah, like I said, I mean, just keep going. Nothing can stop you. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you.
Right, the same thing with you, man, because I'm pretty sure you've been in situations where, because we all great athletes, things happen, and we're like I tell people, man, our reality is a book, man. You couldn't tell me I didn't run the world. The laws, I make the laws until I finally put them cuffs on me one time. Like, I guess I don't make the laws. So just talk about keeping things grounded as a young person, because I tell people I can look back in the past, y'all can't look into the future. So I try to tell them what not to do, but sometimes it doesn't get through. What advice do you have that for young people that have helped you make it through some tough situations?
Man, I feel like my situation is unique as well, because I come from a two-parent household. So my biggest motivation was I've never, I don't have any kids. I've never been arrested, just because I didn't want to go home and face my parents after something like that. That's one of the worst feelings, disappointing your parents. So that was my motivation to make sure I stay on the straight and narrow with that. But speaking to like the adversity part, man, like I tell guys, no matter what they're trying to do, if they're trying to play football, be a doctor, finance or whatever, you're gonna deal with adversity. And I feel strongly that the way that your life goes, or the path that your life goes on, depends on how you deal with that adversity. I know, especially, like you said, nowadays, social media makes everything look like everybody's just having a great life, nothing's going wrong, things like that. But if you know how to take, little mishaps in your life, and especially, like I told the kids today, especially as a man, nobody's gonna care why you didn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? It's about, did you get the job done or not? And you can't let small obstacles get in your way of you doing that. And I've had adversity. Like, I've been cut before. That's one of the worst feelings. It's like
you just wonder, especially like, you know, when you're coming through, once you make to that level, you pretty much been told like you're the best on the team your whole life. So once you get there and somebody tells you you're not good enough for the first time, it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's a different feeling. But I just, me personally, I just leaned on my faith. You know, I've been, you know, a servant of God my whole life, so I knew that He would take care of it and put me in the end. And, you know, I just prayed to Him, and He figured it out for me. So I told Him once He gave me another chance, I wasn't gonna let it go.
Praise to the Most High. Now, Charles, as long as I've known you, man, you've been such a grounded, very mature, not only a great athlete, just a great person. And I never told you this, and I'll never tell anybody else this. I know people are about to see it because, you know, you went to school with my daughter. And I never, you know, I said, you know, if I ever wanted my daughter to marry anybody, it would be somebody like Charles. You know, I ain't telling you to marry him now, but I'm just saying it would be somebody like Charles. Now, what is all of that grounded in, man? Because I've always been extremely impressed with you, and I'm still extremely impressed with you, especially with what you're doing now. Because I know athletes, I mean, professional, everybody don't do that, man. That's only for a small window. So what you're doing now is so impressive, and you've always been impressive to me. What have you always been, you know, grounded in and moving the way you've moved? Because you've always been someone that other young people should look up to.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate this high praise. And I think it really drives home a point that Rodney just brought up, which is, you know, I grew up, you know, with expectations from my parents and expectations from the people around me that, you know, I needed to not only hold myself accountable, but also, you know, put my best foot forward in whatever it is that I was doing, right? So I vividly remember, right, just being a child, and, you know, I was big into taekwondo and karate and all this type of stuff, right? Just watching these Power Ranger movies or whatever the case may be. And one day, and I think just, you know, I was just playing outside, and I just remember, you know, playing with the kids who are older than me, and they're like, man, you should go play football. So, you know, I already had some inclination that I thought I wanted to go in that direction. And, you know, I went in the house and I told my mom, and she was like, yeah, that's cool, but you told me you want to get a black belt first, so we don't quit. So she was like, one thing you're gonna do is you're gonna finish whatever it is you start. You know, that set a precedent for me at a very young age that, you know, whatever it is I said I was gonna do, or wherever I'm, like, whatever that purpose is, I got to see that go through. So, like I said, man, it just started at a young age, just being held accountable to the things that, you know, I wanted to do, the expectations that my parents and the people around me had. But, you know, man, it's just to the point, man, you just got to fall in love with it, right? I mean, every day is going to be different. There's going to be new challenges, new headwinds that come our way. But, you know, you just got to kind of fall in love with the process and fall in love with the grind, because, you know, no matter what it is you decide to do, man, life is going to life, and it's going to beat you up and it's going to beat you down, right? So it's all about how you handle that adversity, how you decide to attack each day, whatever your mindset is, and just putting your best foot forward and, you know, making sure that you're content, you're happy with what it is you're doing.
Outstanding. Now, Jaylin, lastly, man, what advice would you give to these young athletes and young people who are going to be watching this? Because I know I can say one thing, but I'm about to be 51, man. I'm OG, I'm you know, I'm all these things. What I say, like, shut up, old. I mean, they might think, shut up, old school, you don't know what you're talking about. But you all are closer to their age and, you know, can grasp them more. What advice would you give to them, man, that's who trying to aspire to get to, you know, achieve some of the things you've achieved?
Man, my advice would be control what you can control, man. You can't control what other people think about you. You can't control what the world around you do. You can only control your attitude and your effort and how you approach life and how you approach every day. And so that would be my best thing. I mean, that's what got me through college. That's what got me through a lot of stuff, honestly. Not worrying about the outside noise or ignore the white noise, because I mean, it's gonna be you're gonna have a lot of doubt. There's gonna be things telling you, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if you believe it, you can achieve it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that would be my advice to them. Because I mean, you're your own worst enemy. You always gonna be your biggest critic. There's always gonna be that voice in the back of your head telling you something, telling you what you can't do, what you in your heart, you know what you can do it. And so if you just go with your gut, and if you know you love it, chase it. That'll be my biggest advice to them.
Same question for you, right?
Yes, sir. I would say just, you know, whatever you chase, whatever you do, just stay disciplined in it. Stay dedicated to it. And you know, another thing, because I've always, you know, with my friends and stuff, I've always been known as like kind of the old man, because I don't really like to leave the house. Just because I feel like that's where I'm the safest at. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at home, I can't get in trouble. I can't, end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I see a lot of people today, they like to be out and be seen, man. And I feel like you have to go through a period in your life where it's you by yourself, you're going to do what you gotta do, you coming home, and you just gotta have that dedication to get where you wanna get. It's always gonna be distractions out there. Outside is not leaving. You know what I'm saying? The women, all of that, that's not leaving. So you take care of yourself first, and all of that stuff you want to come to you. That's
with the lifestyle.
And Charles, with you, I mean, just tell them the discipline that it takes, man, to achieve anything they want to achieve. Because I tell people, it's not one blueprint to get to where you think success is. I tell people, okay, you want to get to the NFL, you want to get a job like you do, or you want to get a job like mine that's on television. I mean, it's a lot of different roads. Like, we can take 1,000 different places to get to downtown Memphis right there. And I tell people, your dream life and your success is the same way. No one can tell you what God has for you. So don't, like you said, don't be listening to what everybody said. Don't listen to them because they have no idea. What do you tell the young people as far as staying disciplined and staying true to who they are and what they want to do and basically making good decisions?
Everything just starts from within, right? You got to have high standards for yourself first and foremost before you can have high standards for the people around you or your loved ones, right? So being able to look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable, own up to the mishaps because those are going to happen, right? And understand that we can learn from those. It's not necessarily the end of the world, right? One thing that I've really come to understand as I've, gotten older and I've, gained more experience both professionally and personally is that when you're encountering obstacles for the first time, they always seem impossible to overcome, right? They always seem like it's maybe not impossible to overcome, but it's the most urgent and chaotic thing that needs your attention. But once you take a step back to realize exactly what it is you need to do to analyze the situation and figure out the best path forward, it just becomes muscle memory at that point. And what seemed like it was such a huge obstacle to overcome now just seems like, everyday life. So kind of getting off point at this, off topic at this point, but, just like I said, holding yourself accountable and understanding that whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, you are the main character in that role. So everything is not going to go your way, but just continuing every day to wake up and put yourself in the best position to be 1% better every day. It's the only thing any of us can ask for.
Well, Charles, I'm glad you went off topic because I was going to say any last words you all want to say because I'm asking questions, but you all want to have a message to convey. Rodney, any last message you want to convey to the people listening, man?
Yeah, I do have something to say, man. And I've been saying it all day to whoever recording me. Y'all can't tear this school down, man. It means a lot to a lot of people. It's a lot of history here, and like I've been saying, man, it's so much good that has come in and come out of this school that it holds a place in the city. You know what I'm saying? And we need to keep building on that history and that tradition. If anything, man, get rid of Houston. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was my last words for that, man. Keep Germantown up, don't tear it down.
Oh, man. What about you, Jay?
Man, I'm gonna say the same thing. It's crazy. I was gonna say the same thing. Just coming back. Honestly, it's not a lot of us that have made it. You know what I'm saying? Just being from the city, and just going other places, and just realizing that it's not a lot of us who really, who really out there. And so just being able to be in this position to come back and turn it down that's tough. I never even would have thought that would even be a thought. And like the tradition and all that, like I just want to just be able to give hope to because if you can do it, it's possible. And don't tear Houston down. Any other school except Germantown, for real.
Well, Jaylin Williams, Rodney Williams, Charles Harris, I'm extremely impressed with you all, man. Very proud of you all. I wish you all the best, man. I wish Germantown High School the best, even though I went to Fairland. I still wish Germantown High School the best. One of my favorite teammates at the University of Memphis, Tony Williams, came out of Germantown. Went to the league, played a long time. Great wrestler, too. Germantown High School is a great school. But anyway, thank you all so much. Thanks to everybody listening and watching. Head Coach Gene Robinson, great young fella, man, great young Royal, and he the bruh, so I had to come here and holler at him and do whatever he asked me to do because just how much how much respect I have for him. But anyway, thank you all for watching and listening, and all praise to the Most High is what I always say.